In this episode of Masterpiece Theater. Okay, everybody. So we're going to be exploring Microsoft Excel today. We're going to be starting in Module 3. We are in the Microsoft Office 365 Excel 2016 Comprehensive Book, the Shelly Cashman series. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just jump right into Excel and start doing the chapter exercise, and this will get us ready for our homework. I'm on page EX 113. So if you look in there, if you do not have Excel in your taskbar down here, if you can see up here, I'm going to use this little circle if I'm trying to get your attention to show you what I'm looking at. I have Microsoft Excel down here and set. If you don't, we're going to be using it every day. I would recommend it because you don't want to have to go find it. You can go over and search for Excel, and once it launches, if you just right mouse click on it, it'll say pin to taskbar. Mine says unpin because it's already here. So just pin to taskbar, and it will stay there forever. So let's go ahead and open up a basic shot here, basic screen. We're going to be working with large worksheets, charting, and doing WhatIf Analysis. So one of the things I love, and I think is funny about this book, is that they always show us this little scribbly thing here. Like someone's going to walk up to you and be like, could you build me this? And they drew it. No one in the real world has ever brought me a spreadsheet that they drew by hand and said, could you create that in Excel? It just doesn't happen because it would take too much time. Usually what happens is your boss comes up to you and says, I want a spreadsheet that does X, Y, and Z, and I need you to have it to me by tomorrow. And you're like, okay, so you have to go and create it. Now this canvas, as we speak, like this is our place that we get to do this creation. I'm going to go ahead and click into the blank workbook. We're going to start off. Just as a refresher, because I know that we aren't doing chapters 1 and 2, we have our ribbon up on top with individual tabs. As we click the tabs, the ribbon changes. We also have our cells down here. Like I said before, if I mean A1, I might say A1, or I'm most likely going to say Alpha 1. B will be Bravo 2, Charlie 3, something like that. We'll be indicating that. We can navigate there with our mouse and just click into it. And you can see right above it that it says where we are. It's located right above, A1. So if you ever want to know if you're in the right cell, you can look up here and it will tell you what the cell is that we're in. I prefer to use my arrow keys. They're like one of my favorite things in Excel because you don't have to kind of hunt and peck with a trackpad. So I think everybody should get very used to using those arrow keys while we're doing this. It'll make you much faster. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to do the exercise for Chapter 3, and we've only got 35 minutes to do it, so that's good. First thing that we're going to do, if you can just see in the book, anywhere there's a red dot with a number, that is something that we need to complete. So I'm on EX 117, and we're going to put in the title of this worksheet, and we're going to call it Caitlin's Ice Cream Shop. Then we're going to hit the enter button, and then we're going to say 6-month financial projection. Enter. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit so we can all see exactly what I'm doing. I really recommend you follow what's in the book for the exact type. Now I want to know, has anybody in here, I'm going to go around and find somebody that did it because everybody always does it. Let's see here. April, is it in there? April did it. Amy did it. John did it. Crystal's good. What they did not do was capitalize the first letter of each word. Capitalize, okay? What we're doing is we're creating reports that are going to go to our bosses. We don't want it to look like we're idiots. We want to capitalize the first letter. We want to have correct spelling. We want to really focus in on that so that we can make sure that we're doing the right thing. You get that? Is it working? Okay, she's got that. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to apply a theme. And if you remember, when we apply a theme, it's going to automatically change the colors, the text, everything about the document. We don't, as long as we're formatting with our theme in mind, we don't have to know the theme. We can just use styles and it will automatically change everything. So if we're going to change the theme, we're going to go up to page layout and over here to themes. So page layout, you can always see which tab I'm on because it's going to be lit up. and then themes right over here. We want to use the Save On theme. And so I'm going to scroll down for Save On. Right down here, it's kind of an aqua blue. And you'll notice that in the background, you can see the text is changing as I click on it. So I'm going to click on that one. We have a different font now selected. Looks a little bit prettier. We have a sans serif font. Does anybody remember what a serif font is versus a sans serif font? No? What, have we not studied Steve Jobs? No. Okay. Proportionally spaced fonts? Okay. No, a sans serif font is, what does sans mean in Latin? Anybody know? Sans? Means without. So a sans serif font looks like this. A serif font would be something like this. You know, you have these little curly cues on the end. So when I say sans serif, that means without the serif. Okay, so Times New Roman is a serif font. You okay there, April? It doesn't matter what the font is. No, I said change the theme. The font will change automatically, and this font is actually Century Gothic, but we don't need to do that ourselves. The theme is Save On, S-A-V-O-N.
What if you don't have that theme?
You do have that theme. Everybody has that theme. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Starts with an S, ends in an Avon. Theme. Here, I'll show you guys again. Themes, you got to scroll all the way down. It'll be the second to last row. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so now we've done that, we're going to build a list of the 6 months that we want to do here. So we're going to go to Bravo 3, B3, and we're going to type in January. Now what we can do here is we can actually rotate text. So a lot of times we've just seen Excel spreadsheets that have it horizontal. But what if we want to move it up? Yeah, you're like, what? I can move text up? I didn't use your name so nobody would know. And so now what we can do is format this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump into formatting a cell. And we can do that by click on the alignment tab right here. There's this secret little box, or right here where it says orientation. We can drop down and we can angle it. Now we're going to format cell alignment right here. And you notice,
we have to be clicking January, right? Or is that
yeah, you want to be in January. Yeah, good call. Thank you for asking.
1 second.
Now I'm going to click on this little clock looking thing here, and I can rotate up or down. I want to be at 60 degrees. 60, 60. Are you okay, April? Went to alignment, then custom alignment. So click on here, this one right here. Format cell alignment. And then you want to say do not install this, because that'll shut your computer down here. And then when it comes up, you just want to rotate up to 60 degrees. Okay. We're going to go ahead and click O to the Kazay right here. And notice that January is now rotated up 60 degrees. It's kind of cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and build out 6 months. So we got to type in 6 months. But you know what? We're in Excel and we're lazy. So what are we going to do to be lazy? Drag it. We're going to come over here to the bottom right. We wait till we get this little arrow or cursor. Notice it says February, March, April, May, June. It does it all automatically because it's smart. It's guessing at what we want, and it can do 2.4 million math calculations a second. Yours did January. You didn't do it right. I guarantee that the computer will do what it's supposed to do. If it doesn't, it's because we did something differently. I've never been proven wrong. you want me to come over and help you? You got it. You just misspelled January. January.
Oh.
Now try it. So if you, it's all right. I mean, it's a weird one. Now it worked, right? Okay, she got it. I like it. Like I said, it's always our fault. We got it. But what is it? What's the principle? Garbage in, garbage out. So if we don't give it the right thing, it doesn't know what to do with it. Just like if we ask Siri for a score or something that it doesn't, she doesn't track. Okay, now we're moving on to that past that 60 point. We clicked OK. We drug that out. So now we have these autofill options here. We did that one. Perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to create a total and a chart. I'm sorry, you know what? I think they wanted us to do one more thing. Let me just drag this out and see if I can do it. Oh, there it is. It's actually out there. Let me hit escape, Control Z. And I ruined it. Now I got to zoom out a little bit, everyone. Whoop. There we go. Let me do this one more time. January to June. Now, we need to click this right here. So I did January to June. So go ahead and click on January. It doesn't matter, you have everything. Drag it back out. We want to use this autofill option button. And what we want to do is we want to fill the series and collect autofill. Oh, you know what? It's just asking us to type. Sorry, I thought we were going to have to do that. We're going to go ahead and just leave it there. Now we're going to go ahead and type in this group right here, total and charts. So H3 and I3, hotel in India. It should be total and charts. Or, I'm sorry, chart, not plural. I prefer to be called El Guapo, but yes.
So when I drag mine, it's turning into July and August.
No, I said stop dragging. I corrected myself, and I said just type total and charts. It should be automatic, though. There we go. Good. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put more information in here, so we're going to widen our column widths. Now we have a couple different ways that we can do this in Excel, but the way that we're going to do it right now is we're going to click on B at the top, Bravo, through G, excuse me, and we're going to drag that out. We want to make this one, what's the width? We want to make it 38. So I'm going to grab in between, with all that highlight, I'm going to grab in between Bravo and Charlie, B and C. I'm going to drag that out to 38, until that number says 38. And ta-da, now we should have a bunch extra. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be A. A is supposed to be 38. I'm like, that's way too big. Control Z will undo whatever you just did. That will be your favorite button. Control Z. Z. It always works. Hit escape. In case you're in a cell, I want you to hit Control Z. Yep. Okay. It'll always undo whatever you did last.
Okay, so you want us to do...
I want A, alpha, to go out 38. Now we're going to do B through G, and we're going to make that one 14.5. So we're going to drag that one out, 14.5. And I'm going to zoom out some more here for us. It's getting tiny, I'm sorry. I'll try and zoom in as much as I can. Can you guys read that?
14.5 from the rest?
Yep. Well, you can always do this also. You can always grab it, go across, right mouse click, and say column width. And then you can just type in the number. That's another way to do it. If you right mouse click up here and then you go down to column width, it will let you type in the number. So now we've spread that out. Now we want to put some row titles in over here on the left. I'm going to zoom back in so we can read this as I do these. So the row titles in row 4, we want to title this one revenue. And this is all on page EX122. Then we want to do an alpha 5, we want to do cost of goods sold. Starting to look like accounting, right?
Yeah.
Gross margin, expenses, bonus, commission. Oh, you know what? I totally messed this one up. These are all supposed to be starting in A8. There it goes. Okay. Expenses, bonus commission, site rental, marketing, equipment repair and maintenance, total expenses, and operating income. Boom. Now, as you can see in the book, these are indented right here. So A9 to A13 is indented, and I believe is 6 indented also. Cost of goods sold is indented. So I'm going to go to A5 first. Let's go ahead and just click on that. If we want to indent a cell, we're going to go ahead and go over to indenting. Yeah, it's in alignment right here. This is the indent button. Once again, we can hover over it if we aren't sure what it is, but increase indent. So if I just tap that once, you'll notice that the whole cell went over. I'm going to highlight. If you want to highlight just like I did, you can click and drag. I find that kind of difficult. I like to use the keys. So the arrow keys. The way you do this with an arrow key is you go to the cell that you want to start on, like A9 or alpha 9, and you hold down the shift key, and then you push the down arrow, and as you hold the shift key, it will grab everything that is in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and click indent again, right here. Indent. That work or no? Indent. It's under alignment. Yeah, that should be it. Increase indent. Yep, that's it. You got it. Okay. Before we go too much further, just in case anybody has a freak out and loses everything, I'd like to save. I don't even know if it's telling us to save here, but I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S. When we save it, I am a big believer in creating an APP101 folder, maybe on your desktop, so we know right where it is. I like to use Google Drive or OneDrive, but we're just going to go ahead. So if you have the new version, Office 365 like we were talking about, you need to go to Browse. And then I'm just going to scroll up to the top here and go to my desktop. And I'm going to create a new folder called APP104. And whoops, Cortana's listening to me. As I go in here, I'm just going to change this name to Chapter 3 Exercise. Now it's saved. There's a magical thing that happens with all Microsoft Office documents, though. They automatically save Edith for 10,000 points. How often does Microsoft Office automatically save?
Every 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Look at that. That was awesome. Every 10 minutes. So you're never farther away than 10 minutes from losing your work. So if your work all goes away, 10 minutes was the max.
But does that start after you've already saved the file?
No, it starts automatically when you're working on anything. Now let me give you a little tip. I've switched mine to 4 minutes because I'm an incredibly fast typer. One time I lost 3 pages of, what? How do you do that? Yeah, I'll show you right now. So if you just go up into File and then down into Options down here, and I know you have 2010, but same thing. And then if you go into Save, you can automatically set this down to 4. I wouldn't take it any less than 4. I've seen that happen before where somebody put it like on 1 and the computer's just working all the time. So I have found 4 to be the sweet spot where I don't lose too much information. I'm never more than 4 minutes away. Yeah, it's a great little feature. Okay. What did you say? It wouldn't let you save it? That's operator error. See, Jacob's going to show you. I guarantee it. Happens every time. Now we're going to go down to cell A18. Alpha 18, Alpha Centauri. And what we're going to put right here is we're going to put what if assumptions. What if assumptions. Now we know what assuming does to you and me. I was trying not to swear on YouTube. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you'd like to follow my Instagram, it's... I'm just kidding. Okay.
I should have said I'm back.
No, you shouldn't have. You're in the splash zone for a reason. Now, what we can do is we can come up here and we can actually, instead of having to retype all this stuff, we can just grab this again, copy with a shift and a down arrow. I went up to A9, I held down the shift key, pushed down with the down arrow. Then I hit Control C, which is copy, or you can come up here and use this. I like the shortcut keys. I think they make it very quick. So Control C is copy. I'm going to scroll down to what if assumptions in A19, and I'm going to hit Control V as in Victor. And I pasted all that stuff I just typed. I just pasted it again. Control C copies, Control V pastes. Those are great shortcuts to know. What's the one, if you make a mistake, what's the one you want to know?
Control Z.
What does Control Z do?
Redo.
It undoes. How many times can we undo? 100. Okay? 100 times. It's pretty awesome. Now, if you save something, you get out and you get back in, it's done. It wipes it. So it's while you're in the document, you can go backwards 100 times. Okay, we're doing good there. I'm looking for, before I go crazy here.
How do you take off the little one?
How do you take off the little what? It's okay. As soon as you start typing anything, it'll go away. The lines will go away. So if I hit like delete, there goes the lines. That just means that's what's copied right now. Good question. Now, I just want to show everybody what I was just meaning. Please do not do this because I don't want you to do something and mess it up. But if you're good at this, you can hit Control Z. Notice it's doing all my changes. It's taking everything back. I just went to nothing. Okay? Now if I hit Control Y, it will rebuild my entire spreadsheet back out. Okay? So I can undo all the way to the beginning of the document, and then Control Y is redo. But if I undo somewhere and then I type a letter, that's where you shift. The space-time continuum goes away. Okay, so it can't go any forward after that. You've now shifted. You've kind of gone back in time and altered the course. Anybody watch The Flash? You know, now there's Flash 2. There's Flash Multiverse or whatever. So you got to just make sure you don't do that if you're ever undoing things. All right, let's add some more stuff into here. We're going to insert a row, and we want to insert a row on line 20. Now, a row is always across, a column is always vertical. Hopefully you remember that. So I'm going to go down to 20, and I thought, oh, I want to stick something in here. If I get onto the 20, and I use my magic button, which is my right mouse click, which every Mac has, and everybody thinks it doesn't. That's all right. We're going to right mouse click it, and we're going to say insert with the left mouse, and it automatically just creates a row. It's kind of cool. So we have a new row, and what we're going to put in here is it shoves everything down. Yeah, that's a good question. So in Google Sheets, you can actually say I want it to go up or down, but in Excel it automatically just pushes everything down. So now we're going to have sales revenue for bonus. We're going to add that in here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add one more. And we're going to do this in A19 again. And we're going to right mouse click, or I'm sorry, we're not going to right mouse click. We're going to, let's see here, how do we get to do this one? Right click the row heading on 19 where you want to insert a row. Click the insert shortcut menu to insert a new row. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to say insert. And then there's this little box that comes up right here, insert options. Okay, we're going to do one more with this insert options. And what we want to tell it to do if we drop it down is format as below. Click. So now we've told it to format it just like is below it. And now we're going to type in margin. Now if we had said format as above, it would not have been indented. Okay, so we just told it, hey, we want it to be just like, so wherever we are when we right mouse click on it, it's typically going to do the same type of thing, but that's just format as below.
Mine says shift cells down.
You did something really wrong. No, I don't think you're on the whole row. I think you just did that one cell then. Yeah. So the question was, he said shift cells down. That comes up if we're only doing a portion of the spreadsheet, not everything. So we can do the same thing with columns. We can right mouse click on a column and say insert and it'll shift everything to the right. So we can do that exact same function. Now we're going to input some numbers and format with format symbols. Okay, so we're on page EX128. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to actually create this as we go. When we use a format symbol as we put a number in, it formats the cell differently. So right now it's just a general text cell. But if we put in like a dollar sign, it's going to make it money. So it's either going to make it accounting or currency, depends on how we do it. So we're going to go ahead and follow the table at the bottom of 128. What did you just call me, Cowan? Man, he is handsome. I'll take that.
What's the difference between currency and accounting?
Currency has a floating dollar sign, which means it's right up against the number. Accounting has a fixed dollar sign over on the left.
So it's just as far as like view, nothing mathematical that changes.
Yeah, it's nothing mathematical. It's just all those formats are just how we see it. Yeah, so good question. So if we look in, let's see here. We're going to go to the top of page 129, excuse me. We're going to be in the WhatIf Analysis. So we're going to start on A19 under the margin. And we're at Bravo 19, so B19. We're going to go ahead and put it in with the symbols. So 78, 75.75%, shift 5, enter. That's not going to be a percentage. 3,000, 500, 00, enter. We're formatting it as we go. 65,000. And Excel is learning as we do this, oh, this is how he wants this one formatted. 25% with two decimal places. Site rental, 10%. Marketing is 5%.
Mine turned into like, it took the decimals out.
And you use the .00 and enter, or and the percent sign,
I used the percent sign on the top one, it's 78.75.
and it took the zeros out?
No, for 3,500.
Okay, well, we're close.
What did you do to make it a percentage again? 78.75?
Shift 5.
Oh, shift 5.
There's a percent sign right above that.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh.
Now we're going to go up and we're going to put in some projected monthly sales. We're going to scoot up onto the top here. We're going to go all the way up, and revenue. So this revenue, what does revenue mean? We're all business students.
Money coming in.
Money coming in. Is that profit? No, it's just the money coming in. Good. So we're going to do 55,000, 55,000.00. And I'm trying to see, no, they don't want dollars. Then we want to do 62,500. You okay, April? I had you at hello. What part are you lost on? Let's make sure you're not lost. Wait, you're on page 1? Okay, here, on the what ifs, you're going to want to go into right here. Right here. Those are the numbers you put in down there at the what if. You got to use a comma. If you don't put the comma in, it won't keep your decimal places. So yeah, you're going to do 78.75. What? Yeah, you're going to go here to 55,000. So you want to do 55, comma, 000.00. There it goes. Now to keep it. The comma is important. The comma is, that's comma style. You might have bear style or tiger style. I have comma style. Good? Okay. Let me go ahead and get mine done now here. 67,000. April is 90,000. May is 77,500. And June is 74,750. Excellent. So we've got that in there. We all holding up? Everybody there? I've got some lost looking faces. That's why I'm asking. Just want to make sure we're all comfortable. Put in points? Okay. Now we're going to go up to H1. What was that, hotel? Hotel 1. We're going to learn how to do something that's kind of cool. It's called entering the system date. So sometimes we want to show that if you're running a report, that you want to make sure that you're on the most current version of the report. So if everybody in a meeting has a report, how do you know which person's on the most current version of the report? The day?
No, the date that the report is.
The date, okay. What if everybody has like a, October 3rd? Who has the latest version?
Maybe like
The time, we can put the time. So we can actually have Excel do that for us automatically. I'm on EX 130 right now, page 130. You can actually go into H1 and then you can click into formulas, insert function, and we can look for this one. We can say, I want to have the time. So we can just click into, I'm actually going to cancel this. I'm going to go into date and time right here. See, I have all of these ones that are in here, and I'm going to put now. I put formulas up at the top, and then you can go in here, but I'm actually going to go into this, and under the date and time, I'm going to select a function, and I'm going to go to now. So if I insert now, it's a volatile argument. Okay, that means it can change. I'm volatile. My wife is very stable. I have to say that now because I'm on YouTube. So when I click OK, it's going to give me the time automatically. So it says, hey, it's October 18th, 2016 at 12:17. We know we have 3 minutes left of class. We got to get this done. So we've got that, but we want to format it so that it doesn't take up everything. So we're going to go ahead and go back in under Home to Cell Format right here. And yours might look a little different. I'm sorry, mine's squished. And I'm going to format cells. And right here under Number, we're at a custom right now where I have the hour and the minutes. I don't want that. I just want the month, the date, and the year. So I can go ahead and just click on this right here, month, day, and year instead. And it will change it. It shows me right here what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen in the cell. So when I click OK, it goes away from having the time. And here's a really quick little feature. If you want to make the column the right width, you can just double tap right here in between the two, and it will automatically set it for the widest thing. Yes? Format, and then you're just going to do the one that has day / or month M/D/YYYY. Do you see that one with no hours and minutes? What?
The sum.
We'll get to the sum. Did we?
That was on the previous.
Okay, we'll get to the sum. No, not that one. you're coming over here and you're going to do number format right here, so it's on custom. You need, oh yeah, you're here. So you're going to go up here and you're going to do, scroll up, MD and YYY. Okay. These formats are going to be on the certification exam, definitely. So we want to be really comfortable with going and formatting a cell. For the total, George, since you're amazing at this, what do we want to do?
Well, that's what I'm having an issue.
Well, we're just going to go up to this little sigma right here. It's auto sum. We just click it. It'll automatically grab everything to the left. It says all the numbers to the left. I'm going to add them up. I hit enter, and it automatically calculates it for us. Bam! Are we right? Yeah, we're right. Because what happens is if we come over here and I type in, oh, you know what? I was wrong. This is $52,600. Look, it automatically corrects itself. I don't have to do anything. It's fantastic. So that's why we want to auto sum it, not go through and manually calculate it and put in any totals. Any totals should never be done by hand. They should always be calculated by the computer. April's confused. I'll come help you out in a minute. Okay. So we got the date. We are going to hit save now. Control S or file save. We're going to pick up tomorrow doing this. Like I said, I wasn't sure we were going to get through this all today. Let me go ahead and hit